Well, I guess I'll get started with this. This is I guess it's the 14th year, I think, that I've put these together. I think it was 2007, but I'm not exactly sure, but I think that's a taping I did back then. But anyway, I'm not very good at taping, so you have to bear with me at this. Me and cameras, I don't know, I'm not that good at it. Anyway, for anybody that doesn't know, this has three themes. The one I'm on now is on the left of the house, which is the carnival, I call it. Over here, you're going to get pretty much anything here. Anything goes, any color, variants of different colors. The carnival also goes to the garage, which I'll show you in a minute, and the loft. I decorated the loft for the first time last year. And then the front of the house, and I guess the side of it as well on the left, I call gingerbread, particularly the front. So carnival's on the left, gingerbread would be the second theme on the front of the house, and then North Pole would be the one on the right, which we'll do last. This one here has a variance of items. We've got, you can see the bushes over on Danny's property, and on Danny Corbett. We got a red bush, we've got green, purple, gold, and then I've got some blue. They're sort of, I think they're a teal color. I think that's what they call that. It's a bluish green. So those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Four bushes on their property, and then the rose bush, which is in teal, is on our property. Behind the teal bush is a set of dripper lights. I use 3 different attacks, I call them, but this one is the fastest attack. It almost looks like waterfalls if you look at it. It's just above the rose bush there. It's white, and they're like lightning strikes almost. Anyway, let's go over here, and you can see a sled with the snowman on it. Behind the sled is one of my favorite items, which is a cow, which is holding a present, and he's in front of the red hedge, I guess you'd call it. Right down here would be one of my top 3 items, because I'm a big cat lover, for anybody that knows. This is the cat that I got at Walmart, and I remember where I bought him in the Minus. He's been restrung a few times, but nonetheless, when the lights go out, some of my favorite items, and I restring them. Over here we're now positioned right in front of the runway, I call it. And the runway has got a pink kind of patio lights bush in the center, and then the suckers are on each side of the runway. They create the runway effect. In the center of the runway, right behind that pink bush, is a set of snowmen. I guess would be Papa, Mama, and the little boy or girl, and they go in sync with my suckers. They were given to me by Neil Pache, actually, and Neil gave them to me a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. He didn't want them, so I positioned them there, and it turns out that they basically go through the same circuitry as the suckers are. So they're plugged into the suckers, and pretty much the same, it's the same pattern. When the suckers change, they change. And as you can see right there, Suckers changed red, they changed red. Suckers changed white, they changed white. Now they're going through a different pattern. Before I go any further, this year I had some help. Most years I do this pretty much alone, but this year I had Donnie Fisher, was a big help to me. Rick Dickey across the road also. The rose bush was trimmed for me by Mike Bartlett. He brought his hedger down and he trimmed that up for me. And then my biggest help, I think probably as far as time-wise, was Harold Ritchie. And Harold really saved me a lot of time by just holding the items in position so I could stand back and look at them to see if that's where they needed to go. Otherwise, I need to do that alone and dowel it in the ground and move it and re-dowel it. And so that saved me an awful lot of time having the help, and Harold was a huge help to me. So I would say he was my head elf this year. Behind the cat, let's see, I don't know if I should zoom in on that or not, but I will, is a bear. See him, he's white, right behind the cat. And then behind the bear is another bear, only this is a teddy bear. And that teddy bear, I'll zoom in on him, that's Deborah, one of Deborah's favorites. She just loves that teddy bear. Let's go up here next to the cow. So I'll bring that zoom back down a bit. Okay. Next to the cow is Snoopy and Charlie Brown. So Snoopy is facing Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown is facing me. So they're in front of the green hedge. And then next to them is Elmo. There's Elmo from Sesame Street in red. There he is there. One of my favorite items also is, and I've got to zoom in on this guy because I just love this guy, is the goose. There's the goose there, right in front of the gold tree, a gold hedge, and between the gold hedge and the rose bush that has the teal or the bluish green lights on it. And that's, let's zoom in on that guy. There he is. Oh yeah, I really like the goose. Yeah. Like, I'm terrible at filming, I'm just bad at it. There he is right there. Like, I really like that guy. In front of the teal rose bush, well, that's the rose bush with the teal lights on it, are two snowmen, and you can see they're flickering. One on the left is the male and the one on the right is female, and they're a matching set. I can't remember where I got them, but I've had them for quite a while. There they are right there in front of the rose bush. In front of them are two, I had these out last year but I didn't position them there. I've repositioned a lot of stuff this year because I like changing stuff around. So I put those guys sort of in front of Mama and Papa Snowman back there, and they actually look like they're children, but they're actually two dogs with a couple of Christmas hats on them. And they're holding, one's holding candy cane, the other one's holding a gift. See if I can zero in on him, or them, excuse me. Yeah. There they are right there at the end of the first part of the runway. There's a red, sorry not red, there's a white patio light set bush right there, which is the same idea as the pink one in the front. There's the white one. Let's go back here. Now to the right side of the runway. Here's my donation box. I'll get rid of the zoom on it. There it is. this is to help out with the power, and I've replaced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of lights this year. 3 went on the porch. They were only a year old because I got them at Home Depot last year, so I don't know whether they were a bad batch or, but 3 sets went there, and then 3 other sets went in other spots. So anyway, the donation box certainly helps. I mean, the power, I run it for 6 weeks, so you know the power can get up there. So people have mentioned to me to do it, put a donation box out. So a few years ago I did. I had it made by Diane Accent. Well, actually, she painted it. It wasn't made by her. It was made by a custodian from the school when I was teaching, and O'Neill was his last name. I'm trying to remember his first name. It'll probably come to me in a little bit then. If I think of his first name, I'll tell you. He lives in Ontario now, but anyway, he made the donation box and the stand that it's on, and she painted it and put donations appreciated on the front. On the right side of the front part of the runway, the first item there is a dog. And let's go over here, get this angle. The next item is an elephant. I like the elephant. He's a sweetheart. There's the elephant, yeah. And then behind the elephant, sort of made of the same type of material, I bought them both at Home Hardware in Weymouth, I remember, a few years ago. And behind the elephant is a dog. The elephant has a red Santa hat on, and the dog has a green one. Behind the dog, pretty much in line across the runway from those 2 dogs that kind of look like snowmen, really. These are the 2 little pigs. And I like those guys too. See if I can zoom in on them. Yeah, they're right there. Like I say, bear with me here because I'm not very good at this. There's the 2 little pigs right behind the dog. 2 little choir, look like 2 little choir pigs. And then behind the pigs would be the 2 polar bears. And they've been with me quite a while. I got them from Bargain Harley's, I think. Yeah, I got them from Bargain Harley's in Berwick, and I've restrung, I think, both of them because, you know, I think when I bought them, they didn't have LED lights in them, and now they do. Pretty much everything here does have LED lights, pretty much. And so those polar bears, let's see if I can just maybe come up the driveway a little bit and maybe get a better look at them. There they are. And I'll zoom in. There's the polar bears right there. And they are basically in the center of the runway, which connects to the candy canes, which goes right up to the top of the runway. Those are the 2 polar bears. The big polar bear at the back on the left, and the smaller polar bear on the right. And then I have some lights that are flickering on and off. These are three I think they're snowmen, and they were given to me by Neil as well. Pache, he didn't want them. They're I think they're called path markers. One is red, one is, they're right there. One is red, they're flashing. One is white, and one is green. Okay, and then I have some lights that are shining onto the house, and I'll show the side of the house in a minute. But let's finish this side first. One of the more popular items on this side is the dinosaur. And there he is right there. And I'll try to get in close to him. His head moves from side to side. The kids really like the dinosaur. He's holding a present. Behind the dinosaur is a bear with a sandy hat on. And he is in front of the pink tree. So that's all pink lights on that particular tree. As you can see, right there, pink. Over here, I've got some bushes, just right of the, let's see if I can bring that down, there you go. Just to the right of the rose bush are three little bushes in front of that snowman, white snowman, and then on the right of the candy canes runway, there's also another set of three on each side. There's a snowman underneath those dripper lights, and then the palm tree. Palm tree is one of my favorites, and my wife just loves it. Really, really like the palm tree. Let's zoom in on that guy. There's the palm tree there. Next to the palm tree, or behind the palm tree, is a buck, and this pink buck. And I had to restring the head. The body had been restrung. Deborah did that, and then I took a smaller set of little cone pink lights and restrung the antlers and the head, and so you see it there. And then behind the buck is a sleigh on the hill, right there, right behind the palm tree. Right there, oh yeah, there it is right there. There's a sleigh, and it's gold. Okay, now let's show you. I'll go in the center of the runway here. All right, so now we go. Now I'm on the property. I'm on the grounds, and I'm on to the center. Let's bring this back. All right, so that's the second runway. The second runway. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 candy canes on each side, and they're different colors. They're, you know, multicolored, and there's some few green ones, 1, 2, 3, there's 4 green ones, and the rest are kind of multicolored. They set up a runway which goes all the way to the 7 feet candy canes on the end. And in front of the candy canes on the end is an angel. And behind the angel, you see that tree that's going through. It's shaped like a tree that's going through all that pattern behind the angel, and just kind of brings the angel out, I guess. Those candy canes at the back are 7 feet tall. Almost done on this side. Now here's something that I'm kind of proud of. I had a set of lights that I really liked, and I can do different sequences with this set. I put one set on the porch. I put 2 sets on the baby barn, which we'll get to later. And then, which ones in the baby barn are white, the ones in the porch are gold. And this set, as you can see, is blue. And I didn't know where to put them. So what I had is a prefab bush that I bought somewhere, and only a few of the lights worked on it. So what you see there is I zip tied these lights to that particular bush, and I really like its effect. Let's see if we can zoom in on him. There, right now, right there. And I really like the color blue. It's really nice. And it flickers, and again, I could change the pattern, but I decided to go with that. All right, let's go up the runway here. I hope I'm not doing too terrible a job here, but let's just say I don't pretend to be any good at filming. We're getting closer to the music. That's the music. It's a box. It stakes into the ground, and I can change. Here's we're getting close to the angel now. There's the angel right there. She's in front of that tree and in front of the candy canes. What I wanted to show you here is I call this my shrine. I come up with this idea last year. Basically the side of the loft, that's where I keep most of my stuff is stored, wasn't hardly decorated. The last year I got a few ideas and I went ahead and decorated the loft. So let's pull back the zoom. There you go. So here's some reindeer on the door of the loft, and some other items, music notes or what have you. Some lights that are changing colors, changing sequences, and a few other items. And of course up the top there, there's I guess it's a wreath, and it's all accented by some hanging tinsel lights, I guess you'd call them. And here's another part of this, and it's got a bell in the middle, and then those lights are changing colors as well. Okay. Alright, I guess we're done up here. While I'm here, I'll show you the, try to get a close-up of the garage. There's the garage right there. And the garage got Santa Claus on the inside on each window, and a tree on each side as well. And then there's a wreath on the garage door, and I took some candy canes and shaped them into 6 hearts, and those hearts are above the wreath. I also have 2 lights which are below on the ground. One is green, one is blue, and it's creating a cascading effect on the door. Also around the garage door is a multicolored action light, and then the big garage door has a white one, which I like very much. And then if you look, there's other lights that are going on and flickering and changing colors, and some stars and various other things on the garage. Now I'll show you the side of the house. This is the left side. That's the door. There's a star above the door. There's a couple of, I think these are called 6-point stars. I don't know much about it, but there's 2 of them there. And then there's 4 snowmen in the windows, and those snowmen are on the inside of the house. I have lights on the inside of the house to accent, right? There's 2 stars there, and then up the dormers, they're gold, right? The dormer lights there, yeah. A couple of musical notes. I call them musical notes. I don't know what the hell they are. But I put them on there last year. I thought I liked the idea. Now, here I've got some 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. I got them kind of musical note things or whatever in the center. And then I have a light which shows Santa Claus. And then I got some blue, not blue, green, kind of flickering pattern going on there too from another light. And then I have 2 sets of snowflakes. And at the top, you can see the lights are changing pattern. They go from green to different colors. And I got 2 sets of them. I remember I bought them at Costco. And they're up there. There they go. Okay, well, that takes care of this side and the side of the house. Now let's go to the front, which is the gingerbread. This is the front of my house. Some people, this is their favorite. Let's bring this. Yeah, some people, this is. Let me cross the road. Maybe I can get a better angle at her here. Again, excuse me because I'm not very good at this. There we go. That's the front of my house. And it's decorated clear to the peak. As you can see, At the top there's a star there, and then there's a bunch of sets of multicolored lights around the windows, and then those squiggly music note things are up there too. The rhododendron, which is in the front right there, is one of my favorite items. People really like it. It's got 9 sets of 30 bulbs, so there's 270 bulbs on that rhododendron. And every once in a while I come outside and I don't like the way it's adjusted, so I start moving a few of them around to satisfy me. In the front of those of the rhododendron are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10, I call them candle lights, and they change pattern, and I accent the rhododendron with them. I really like them. You can't buy them anymore. I bought them at Home Hardware a number of years ago. Those 2 sets I have there are the only ones that will work in sequence. So again, I've got some more of them, but they don't work in sequence. You can see the 2 balls that I have there in the in sort of well, on the porch, hanging from the porch. I just got them. I find they're a bit bright, but I had them on the ends initially, on each end of the porch, and I didn't like them there, so I moved them to the front, and I've got the bells on each end now. Let's just move over here. There's a lantern, which I remember where I bought it. I bought it at Home Hardware in Greenwood. And yeah, a few years ago. There's the wreath on the door that my wife, we had different things on that wreath initially when I bought it. Well, multicolors what they were. We removed them, and I particularly wanted blue and white, so that's what she put on there. And so we got a blue and white wreath that's on the door. Next to the blue and white wreath is a nutcracker. See if I can't get an angle on that nutcracker here. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that nutcracker's got to be almost as tall as I am. Pretty, it's a nice item. To be honest, I can't remember where I got him. I've had him for a while, but I can't remember where I got him. And there's other things that are going on the porch, as you can see. You know, dripper lights and flashing things. And when I said that there was a set of lights that I just added here, you can see them, they're flickering. They're going through like a wave motion. And I could change that setting if I wanted to, but I like the wave motion. Snoopy, there's the boy right there with Woodstock sitting on the doghouse. And then to the left of Snoopy and to the right of Snoopy are 2 like wind vane things. The left guy is Santa Claus and the right guy is looks like Frosty the Snowman to me. Yeah, there he is. There they are, I should say. Okay, so that's just pretty much, and you can see Merry Christmas up there. See, Merry Christmas and Season's Greetings and Joyeux Noël and various other things that I have to accent. Also, on each pillar is some accent lights as well that I decided to, well, I've got some rope lights wrapped around the pillars, and then I have some accent lights which go up through the rope lights. Right on each pillar. Alright, that takes care of the, oh, almost forgot. On each side of the rhododendron is a mailbox. Red mailbox. One there. And one there. Well, this is the gingerbread side. Well, the front of the house I call gingerbread. This one, this is the last one, is my favorite. And I save it for last because it is my favorite. I call it North Pole. So basically what you see over here is white. The only different color you'll see here is I've got a 6-point star in 1, 2, 3 of the windows that's both white and blue. But other than that, everything over here is white. I often thought to maybe get rid of the 6-point stars and just go with straight white, and maybe next year I will, I don't know. Anyway, here is the Arctic side, or the North Pole side. It starts off with 3 rabbits, and then there's a bear right up on the left there, on the corner of the porch. Behind the bear, let's see if we zoom in here. Where am I? Probably screwing this up likely. I'm terrible with this. Behind the bear is a snowman that I just restrung. So his lights went out and I had to restring him. Oh, there. Oh, I see him now. There he is right there. And behind the snowman is a deer, or a buck actually, and his head's moving back and forth. Just to the right of the snowman are 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of, I don't know, they're white bushes or whatever you want to call them. Behind the rabbits is a swan that I put some lights in. The lights went out in her, and I got some flickering lights to put in here. Let's see if I can. There she is right there. And there's a swan that flickers. Right behind the swan, that swan, is another swan that my wife restrung. Where is it? Where is it? There's that flickering one. Oh, yeah, okay. There's another swan right there, and that one doesn't flicker. My wife restrung that one. Restrung. Here's another swan here that I restrung, and I put the flickering lights in this one. Behind that particular item is a guitar that was given to me by the boys at the dump. And my wife put lights on that particular guitar. You can probably see it maybe better from an angle, I don't know. Where am I here? Yeah, there he is, right in front of the snowman. Behind the guitar is a snowman, big guy. I think he might be taller than me, that guy. Big snowman right there. And then behind the snowman is an angel. The same type of angel that's at the end of my runway on the other side, on the carnival side. And then right there in front of that tree is a buck, a doe, and a sleigh, and they're all white. Now that tree, as you can see, there you go, it's got 4 sets. Yeah, it's 4 sets of a slower attack, a slower drip. I'll just kind of I'll show you the difference between the attacks. You can see that's slower, kind of subtle. The one on the porch came from Home Depot. Let's see if I can show you that one on the porch. See them up there? You can see they're faster. It's a little bit faster. And the one over on the other side, over on the carnival side, is very fast. See, look at the difference. Wait, see if I can, there. See, that's the drippers on almost like lightning bolts or rain or waterfalls. So that's fast. This is medium, and this one on the white side is slow and subtle. I find like a lot of the women prefer the slow and subtle. They like this. behind that tree, I put lights in the tree behind it. I'm going to move up with this guy now. Right here, the tree that's behind, and you can see I got a star there, and I have two trees. One is ahead of the other, and they're going through their pattern, and then to the left of that tree is a doe, and to the right is the moose, which is a favorite item, the moose. And then to finish it off is the baby barn, and I really like the baby barn. The baby barn, when I look at it, and I only decorated it last year for the first time, I tell you, it reminds me of like a stable. It's got a kind of a dark effect to it, and I put that star in front of it there, and I got a light below that flashes on it and creates that I don't know, cascading look, I guess. And the lights that you see going around, it's a pattern that it's got a bunch of different patterns, and this is a pattern that I really like. So I've got two sets of lights on there, and there's 70 bulbs in each set. So, and then of course the side of the house has got 1, 2, 3 stars, and then you've got some lights on the top there. You can see there's the things in the windows from the inside, and it's all accented with white lights all the way around. See? Well, that's pretty much it. So I think I pulled this off without swearing. That's a miracle in itself. I think last year I almost pulled it off when I had looked and looked around the corner, and there was a lady that was on the property walking around taking pictures, walking on extension cords, and I had a bird. Anyway, as long as people stay off the property, I got no problem. But when they start walking on the property, and you know, you can imagine all the different cords of, I don't know how many extension cords I'd have here, but bang, it's a pile. I run this on 4 outlets. 3 of them are in the garage. There's 3 separate outlets there, and then 1 off the side of the house, so I run them off 4. I was told by an electrician that I can go to about, I think it's amps. I think it's 14 amps. I don't exceed that. So I don't even have a gauge, but I got it calculated in my head to make sure that I try to keep it so that there's nothing overloaded on any one of those 4 different outlets. Well, I don't think I forgot anything. I'm back now in front. I'll just see if I can do a pan here, maybe from a different angle or something. There we go. There we go. Again, excuse me with the photography work because I'm not very good. And this is a Canon camera that I've had for a few years, so this newer technology, you know, probably takes brighter pictures, and these $2,000 cell phones now, for God's sakes, it's unbelievable the pictures they take, but I don't have one and I'm not gonna own one. So, there it is. Want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Stay safe, stay well, and blessings to everyone.